Hey everyone, welcome to another video review. This is the Transformers Legacy Deluxe Class Wild Rider, the second of the Stunticons. So we'll go ahead and put them off the side real quick, and we're going to look at this box. We can see, Wild Rider in his car mode with guns strapped to it, shooting something. Transformers, Takara Tomy, and Generations, and all that stuff, and Hasbro, and Up here you got, of course, Transformers Legacy. On the side you have a couple shots of him in his robot mode. On the side you have, of course, half of the line-wide artwork, and on this back, on the bottom, you have copyrights and all that stuff, and on the back, you have some product shots and warnings, and and there's the QR code for if you want to see the tech specs, and there you go. There's instructions, which, pretty straightforward transformation. There's one spot which kind of lies to you a bit, but not the end of the world. Anyway, yes. Wild Rider, the third, as I said 2 and 5, but the third on this channel. But yeah, you can see here, he is a black and red and silver, well, I guess gray and red and silver robot. You can see right there, you got his red face with the weird little Frankenstein nubs on the side. You got the silver and blue there, some red on the arms, pretty much just grayish black down there. He's got his backpack. It's pretty good looking. The backpack is the thing, though. Yeah, the backpack this is the official transformation. You're supposed to do this, and the idea is it's supposed to look kind of like a cape, and I get what they're going for, but it doesn't really quite work. But the good news is you don't have to endure this. If you don't like it like this, you can just easily just skip the last step of the transformation and just, keep those up and bring that down, and there you go. Looks a bit better, cleans up nicer. You still got this, but hey, it's a Stunticon. He's kind of supposed to have that. So there you go. If you don't like the official way, it's really easy to do it this way, and it doesn't really look much different from the back. It's not like anything gets in the way, and it'll clean up better, and people prefer this. So there you go. If you're freaking out of the backpack, it also comes with 2 guns, which go into his hands pretty simply. Pretty easily. There you go. Go in his hands. Knife's a bit of a very, very purplish metallic silver. It's like a silver with like this purplish tinting to it. It's kind of neat looking, like how it looks. Yeah, I think he looks good. I'm seeing a lot of people going, "Oh, this is people not really liking this figure," but I think it looks great. I don't see the problems with it. I'm not sure what people have with it, but overall, I'm liking it. I don't really mind it so much. The only thing maybe I would have complained about is the backpack, and that's easily fixed. So, robot mode, at least, I don't know what the problem is. Genuinely, I don't. I'm confused about it. But anyway, beyond that, articulation, his head, ball joints, so left and right, up and down. Well, actually, I'm not sure it's a ball. I think it might be a swivel, but yeah. Weirdly enough, there's stuff for light piping, but it's fully painted, so I'm not sure what the point of that was. You can swivel, at least. It's left and right. Shoulders are, they would theoretically be able to go full 360, except the backpack stuff's in the way. Outward, you got that much range. You got a bicep swivel. Elbows, 90 degrees. Nothing at the wrists except for the inward for transformation. You got a swivel, which for the waist, which is unhindered. Hips can go forward that far. Back that far. Outward that far. Like way outward, like geez. He's got quite the sidekick. Thigh swivel, knees, you got just about 90 degrees there. And the feet can they can move forward a bit. Actually a lot. They can move forward a bit and tilt about that much. So decent posability. Nothing to write home about, but good enough for a lot of poses and making them look nice and everything. First things first, comparisons with that. Weird thing going on. So, Combiner Wars, I don't have Wild Rider. I never bothered getting him because, it was just, I didn't find it worth it. Because I kind of stuck with Off-Road here, which, kind of similar color scheme, although it's more blue, but you can see that. But I also know Wild Rider is essentially just a straight repaint of Dead End with a new head. So there you go. There's Dead End from Combiner Wars. Give you an idea there. Just imagine that in this color scheme, and there you go. And for, I guess, also in the scale here is the Fans Project version of Wild Rider. Significantly smaller, but, you know, much more stylized. And of course, here he is with the other Stunticons released in Legacy so far. There you go. Yes, and now at this point I have seen Breakdown is essentially just basically this guy in a different color scheme with some minor retooling, but whatever. That's something we'll discuss when we get to that review in like months from now. So whatever. Anyway, transformation. Go ahead and go and put those guns off to the side for now. Yeah, transformation is pretty straightforward. What you use here is take the fists and of course rotate them in and kind of tab the arm in like that so it looks all nice and cohesive. Rotate that fist in and put that in. Right here, you go ahead and take this chest and head and move those forward so you can rotate the head in there and then just close that up like that. Bring the arms in like this so they're nice and lined up right here. Bring up here, right there. You want to go ahead and take the hood, and if, well, of course, if you haven't already, bring those in and collapse that up and tab those in, and then bring this up. And it's kind of weird. You kind of have to fit these through the little slots here, and they sometimes fight. But yeah, you bring those and then bring those down like that. Bring it through and bring it down and lock that in, and then bring this down and tab that in like that. That'll help lock things in. Car mode. And back here, what you want to go ahead and do is rotate the waist 180. Take the feet and bring them up like that. And there's little pegs here which are supposed to go over the hole in the holes on the feet. Go ahead and open these panels up like that. This is where the instructions lie. They say the panels go all the way out like 90 degrees. They do not. But anyway, tab these together and then rotate this in. This is a very tough hinge right here. So you rotate these in. You have to do some squeezing things past for clearance. This is the one part I don't really like. Yeah, bring that in. Kind of bring this up underneath the tabs underneath the roof. Then bring this, close this up, and then there's pegs here on the feet which go in these holes right there, or at least they're supposed to. And yeah, bring that all in and tab that all in. Make sure it's all lined up, and then there you go. There is Wild Rider in his car mode. And yeah, it looks a lot like an old Ferrari. What was it, 308 or 288, depending on who you believe. It looks a lot like that. Of course, you got the Decepticon symbol right there. You got some nice red striping along the line. Look, that's some weird. That's extra paint right there. Believe it or not. Yeah, there's that. You got some silver wheels. You know, they actually are painted silver. You got some red translucent plastic. And you got some vent detailing back here, and you got some tail light details and whatnot back there, and you got some grill details and lights up there, and some vents up there too. And there you go. And you got some stuff down there, and yeah, rolls okay. This wheel, again, friction can be weird, but he rolls all right. The guns, of course. One thing again you can do is peg them together, just like with drag strips. You can do that if you want. But you can also peg them up here if you want for, I guess, for weapons, attack mode or whatever. There you go. That's the whole thing you can do. Yeah, decent little car mode, honestly. But, yeah, real quick comparisons. Again, don't have Combiner Wars Wild Rider, so here's Off-Road. See that? Yeah, very different truck to car. That's not the same. And you guys got Dead End, who... yeah, this is what Wild Rider looked like, except with gray and red instead of red and gray. And you got that whole thing. Here he is with the Fans Project version of Wild Rider. Again, significantly smaller. Also a heavy retool of their version of Breakdown, which it's just funny now. And of course, here he is with the current Stunticons. Yeah. Here he is, yep. The 3 so far that have been released officially. So there you go. Now, because, Menosaur is out, I can show you immediately the combined mode, which is pretty straightforward, actually. You just take the windscreen and untab that and pop that up, and then take this and move that up and make it look like that, essentially. And then there's the leg, and what you do is these two peg holes right here, you line up these two pegs, and these tabs, these slots right here will go with these tabs. And these pits right here will push in this purple part, which means when you peg it all in, you get line up properly. Yeah, you get that. Tab that all in and everything. And there you go. That will, fill in like that. And there you go. That's what the leg's going to look like. And that's what the leg's going to look like when it's all said and done. Now, the thing is, I've heard some people had problems with like the peg holes here being stressing the plastic. I haven't had that problem anymore, but I have noticed it is a very snug fit. And I recommend what you do is when you remove it, if you're going to remove it, I would highly recommend what you do is untab at the bottom first. Do this all very gently. Untab at the bottom first. Get that all untabbed, right? And then just slowly up here, grip at the sides and just kind of work it loose very gently, or as gently you can. And that should, I've done it that mostly like that, and I haven't had a single issue with stressed plastic or anything. It is snug, but it does work. So there you go. Also, going back to robot mode with this is kind of weird. Is this catches weird sometimes, and you have to. I've noticed sometimes this catches weird on the hood, but it's doable to get it back into either mode. Yeah. So, Wild Rider. If you already are investing in Motor Master, then you're probably gonna already pick this guy up. But as a standalone, it's a pretty solid little figure. It's not the greatest. I don't see the problems that other people are having with it. I'm not sure what the exact problems are. I just know a lot of people say it's the worst of the Stunticons so far, and they're upset. That's why part of the reason people are upset is the breakdowns of remold of this guy. But I'm not having issues with him. I have no real problems with him, honestly. I think he's a decent little figure. I think Dragstrip's probably better, but Wild Rider here is fine. I have no issues with him whatsoever. As a standalone figure, he's all right. I would say so far, I don't think he might be, I don't know, he's not worth picking up as a standalone. It's weird. His transformation is kind of simplistic, but the car mode's great. I think the robot mode's great, especially when you don't do the backpack the quote-unquote right way. If you leave the backpack just as a solid slab rather than splitting into that weird cape thing, it looks fine. I'm not really sure what the problems that people are having on it, but I think it's a good-looking robot, too. It's decently posable. The car mode's good. The robot mode's good. The transformation's simple, but effective. The only thing I would watch out for maybe on the transformation is the back hinges. I wish they were able to go further, just for clearance's sake. I can't make them go any further, and me trying to do so may kind of stress the plastic a little bit. But and also combined mode works just fine. So I'm not sure what the actual problem is, but I think it's a solid figure. Yes, I think maybe most people are going to find value in it. Are really the people who are buying all the Stunticons. And if you're not doing that, then probably should just go ahead and skip it. I think there's better figures in the wave if you want a standalone figure. Honestly, I think both Alita 1 and Tarantulas, honestly. Knockout's pretty great too, but he's a repaint or remolded. But yeah, so he's fine. Don't think as long as you're careful with the combined mode, I think you're not going to have any real issues for the most part. So yeah, I don't think you have anything to worry about if you're just picking up the Stunticons. But as a standalone, yeah, you might find it a little uninteresting. That might be the worst of it. But yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, so that's the end of this review. I hope you found it informative and entertaining. I hope you like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitter. I'm at Nemesis Prime 1, and check out my coffee and my Patreon. And I shall see you next time with another video review.